Hello everybody, and welcome to another wonderful, wondrous, wonderly game of StarCraft 2. I'm your host, Big Blue Firebat, and we're going to be moving into Game 2 in this best of 3 series between Evil Geniuses InControL, spawning as the red Protoss over here. InControL, a former Brood War player, a former Zerg player, making the transition into Protoss in StarCraft 2 with a vengeance. He is an excellent player, a great showing in the last game, and his opponent is once again spawning as the Blue Terran, going to be Complexity Gaming's Drewbie. Drewbie, an excellent player, known for his micro-heavy play, known for his multitasking, known for his ability to drop all over the map and just do tons of distraction play and really force an opponent into an impossible situation where they have to defend at 3 places at once and eventually just doing so much damage that they cannot keep up, and Drewbie is able to roll over them. However, the last game he was not able to do that against InControL. InControL was able to just get enough of a macro game going, enough of an economy that he could trade armies over and over, and eventually he was able to push Drewbie into a corner and take the game. And we're going to see how things go. They are spawning here on MLG Testbug. This is a very cool map. It has only 3 spawn positions, and each position is kind of a different scenery motif. We have the space motif over here, space metal motif. This is more of a kind of desert Shakuras plateau motif, and we have the jungle one up here. Not sure how the water and cliffs are being maintained by the space, but who cares? This is StarCraft 2, anything can happen, whatever. We have InControL scouting out with his initial probe, and both players just going for very standard openings, going into their gas and gateway setups. Bit of an early gas coming in for Drewbie, although it's not too off considering he's playing against a Protoss player and he wants to get Marauders out as quickly as possible to deal with those Stalkers. And now we got InControL in the base here, harassing that SCV. Protoss players with their probes have some of the best harassment potential in the game, seeing that any damage that a probe takes to its shields, as long as it runs away in time, it will regenerate very quickly, whereas a Terran SCV will never regenerate unless it's repaired, and a Zerg drone takes a long time to repair, so a probe can get in there and already its shields are back up to full. You could have turned around and done some more damage, and you can just keep doing that with the proper micro to maybe take down an SCV or two, but not this time. We're going to get a gas steal going once again, and the reason InControL does this, even though it impacts his early game, that 75 minerals is 75 minerals he cannot spend on a gateway or probes or a pylon, but it severely limits the number of builds that Drewbie is able to go for. He cannot go for any of those gas-heavy harassment builds. Cloaked Banshees are going to come super late. Ravens even are going to come very late, as Ravens are very gas-heavy units, and that allows InControL to craft his own builds, able to go with pretty much what he wants without having to worry about anything super surprising coming in from his opponent. And now we finally have Drewbie scouting the right position, and it looks like Drewbie is going to be responding to this gas steal by taking a command center, going for an early expand, trying to set up his macro game, and we have InControL aware of the fact that the command center is going down. He was able to sneak in before that bunker made it down. Another good advantage of having this assimilator up is the fact that it acts kind of as a dummy magnet, pulling any Marines that could be down here, preventing scouting over here onto this assimilator, which I think is what allowed that probe to get in and do some damage. If the assimilator wasn't there, if Drewbie had his Marine down here, he would have been able to micro up and destroy that probe before it got into scouted, which allows InControL to safely expand. He realizes that there's going to be very little early pressure coming in from Drewbie, which lets him take his own expansion and sacrifice his army in the early game for a strong economy. He's producing probes, he's setting up his second gateway, but he is not producing any army right now. He realizes he's not going to have to worry about an early stim timing, an early set of Marauders and Marines, and indeed all Drewbie has are Marines. He's even getting his reactor here, no Marauders going down, just now taking his 2 extra barracks. This command center is going to be finishing up soon, but InControL is going to be completely aware of the timing of the expansion. I will have to say, at the moment, InControL has the advantage. Let's see how he's doing on Harvester count. About even. So, except for an army value, which is not really critical at the moment, InControL is aware of the map. He is aware of what Drewbie's doing exactly right now. And in StarCraft 2, information is power. And we're going to see what he decides to go for, how he plans to respond to this. He's going to be the aggressor. He's going to be the one that is going to set the pace of this game right now. He's taking 2 more gateways, so now I have 3 gateways being built and 2 already built, so we're going to be seeing an expansion into a 5-gate. We'll see if he decides to go with some aggression. It looks like he is setting up this proxy pylon very close, just outside of range of the Selnaga Watchtower, if it were taken, just outside of range of the normal area that a Terran player would be setting up his units. So I think we're going to see some 5-gate aggression, and with 2 bases, that 5-gate is completely sustainable. It is not so much of a all-in approach as a 4-gate off one base. The general idea with a 4-gate is that you save up a ton of resources and then you use all those 4 gateways as quickly as you can. But the thing is, 4 gates on one base is not sustainable. You will eventually not be able to match each of the warp-in times. You'll be losing time each time and not be able to expand. But a 5-gate off 2 bases allows you to both keep your macro going and keep a lot of aggression going. It is a very popular build for Protoss players that want to have that balanced approach of aggression and economy. And now we have these stalkers being warped in through this pylon for a flank. We got another set of stalkers and sentries down here while Drewbie takes down these rocks in order to get access to the Xel'Naga watchtower. Drewbie has got to get some information right away, but no, the rocks go down too late. Drewbie's caught by surprise, out in the open, away from his bunker. Lots of Marines going down from that attack by InControL, and now this bunker is going to do some damage. You need to get SCVs on there repairing it, but the SCVs are too late. Bunker goes down, and now InControL with the Guardian Shield, reducing the attack from those Marines and Marauders significantly. Force field going down, great force field, trapping all those Marauders and Marines and SCVs at the bottom of the ramp, where they are completely unsupported. They get destroyed by these Zealots, by these Stalkers, by these Sentries. Command Center is forced to lift off, and this looks bad for Drewbie. This looks really bad. We got Protoss units marching into his base. Zealots on the front line, absorbing tons of damage. All the SCVs forced to come off the line. These small number of Marines and Marauders forced to attack, and I don't know what Drewbie's going to be able to do. I think he's going to have to call out the GG on this game, and I think that this is going to be a win for InControL. He's going to take this best of 3 series. Drewbie is holding it out to the bitter end, but no, he is forced to GG right there. He was not able to sustain the defense once his bunker went down. Once half his force was caught on the bottom of the ramp, he realizes that all of his SCVs are dead. InControL is in his base, going to town, and he's just going to warp in more units, and it's just going to get worse. But that was a great game. A bit of an anticlimactic end, but I would have to say that that was very strong, solid, fundamental play from InControL. He went in there, he scouted properly, he limited his opponent's builds, he was able to see when the base went down, he was able to get his scouting perfectly, and all that scouting information allowed him to push in when he knew his opponent would be the weakest, when he was the strongest. Great strategic play by InControL, showing why he's such a pro, and I will see you next time. Great game.